reporting to you live from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Please like and subscribe. Speaking of witches and wizards, Victor Wembanyama is like the Gandalf of the NBA. Every night he's making something magical happen. Until his blood clot issue, of course, he had the deep vein thrombosis. But today I just want to look ahead to the year 3 season and kind of see what our expectations are for Wembanyama in year 3 and see if our expectations are fair or if we're putting too much on his plate. He's already done so much in his first 2 seasons that his expectations for season 3 are really lofty, and everyone's expecting a whole bunch from Victor Wembanyama. I live here in San Antonio, so of course I'm a Spurs fan. I grew up in San Antonio, so there's no other team that I would even think about rooting for. But watching Wemby from his rookie season to his sophomore season, the one thing people complained about a lot last season was, Wemby's taking too many threes, Wemby's shooting too many threes. All the old heads want to say, back in my days, dude, 7'6", get your ass in the post and dunk on some guys. Basketball is different today. If you're over 7 feet tall, you can have skills other than being over 7 feet tall. If you're a 7-foot tall person just in the world somewhere right now, you probably won't make it in the NBA. Back in the day, in the 80s or so, I'm not saying the big men didn't have any skill back then. Even in the early 2000s, because I'm 32, I was watching the early 2000s, and there were big men in the league just because they're a big-ass man. That's the only reason you're in the NBA. Especially in the 80s, you would see 80s, 90s, just big-ass guys. They're 7 feet tall. You're on the team just to go out and give 6 fouls. Go check it out. I swear that was the thing. They would have big men on their team, just an enforcer or whatever you want to call it, and their job's just to stand down there, be a big-ass 7-foot tall dude that can't shoot, can't dribble, can barely pass, but they can rebound and hand out 6 fouls. So kind of phase that out of the game. Yes, Wemby 7'6". Yes, he shoots a shitload of threes right now. Is he going to shoot a bunch of threes next season? No, I don't think so. He was taking about 9 attempts a game during his sophomore season for the Spurs. Again, everyone's hating, back in my day, would have got this 7'6" guy in the post, barbecue chicken, whatever Shaq likes to say. But he was taking the 9 plus 3 attempts per game just because the Spurs coaching staff is trying to get Wemby used to shooting threes. That way, he just has that weapon in his arsenal. They told him last season, shoot as many threes as you want, shoot your step backs, off the dribble, do whatever you want. Just get comfortable with shooting the threes, because the Spurs, we weren't trying to make it into the playoffs last season. We were just trying to get Wemby some experience. We ended up picking up De'Aaron Fox. Let Stephon Castle get some experience his rookie year. He ended up winning Rookie of the Year. Now we're bringing in Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. Wemby's first 2 seasons, just all about him developing, him getting comfortable on the NBA court. And I think he's pretty comfortable at this point. Even on his 9 3-point attempts he was taking last season, he was shooting 35% on those attempts, and they weren't spot up catch and shoot attempts. Some of them were, but for the most part, just him getting off the dribble. He had a Kevin Durant 3 last season where he goes between the legs, hits that hezzy with the left hand, and just steps right into a 3 ball. He was doing that pretty consistently last season. Step backs, 40-foot Steph Curry range threes. Really, really impressive. And again, everyone's hating on Wemby for shooting the threes, but he did shoot them at a 35% clip. And again, he's not going to be shooting 9 threes a game, during his prime and just throughout his career. That was just one season where the Spurs coaching staff said, go out there, have some fun, develop your 3 ball. Just like we had Jeremy Sohan a few seasons back when he was playing point guard. People say, Sohan sucks at point guard. Spurs are stupid, don't know about basketball. And then you see Sohan today. He's a pretty decent secondary playmaker, and the ball handler duties we gave him, letting him run point guard, it really helped him out. Now he has better court vision. He's a better ball handler today. But moving on, what I'm expecting from Wemby going into his year 3 season, we'll just start with his rookie and his sophomore stats. His rookie season, he was averaging 30 minutes a game. He was giving you 21.4 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 3.6 blocks. So find me a center out there that's going to give me 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and you'll take that guy all day long. 20 and 10, just a 20 and 10 power forward center. Anybody that gives you 20 and 10, that's already really, really valuable. Then if you tack on the 3.5 blocks, you have an elite big man like Wemby is. And especially if you tack on this guy, will get you the 20, 10, and 3 blocks. He's going to knock down 35% of his threes, shooting 9 of them a game. That's, I don't want to say the ideal NBA big man, but that's just a really good modern day NBA big man. Moving on to his sophomore season, Wemby played 33 minutes this season. So his minutes are up 3 minutes from the 30 minutes his rookie season to the 33 minutes in his sophomore season. He bumps his scoring up to 24.3, so his scoring is up 3 points from his rookie season. Bumps his rebounds up from 10.6 to 11, so rebounding is about the same. Spurs did pick up Luke Cornett, and we picked up a few other additions, Kelly Olynyk, some other people that can play pretty physically, and I think Wemby would be getting more rebounds if he had another big physical big man down there to help him guard those bigger guys and help him rebound, because Wemby, he's tall as shit, of course, but he's a skinnier man. He's still putting on muscle onto his frame, so he's not quite ready, at least not last season, especially not his rookie season. He wasn't ready to bang down low with these big men and try to be out rebounding some of these big guys in the NBA. But the 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, goes up to 3.8 blocks, so basically 4 blocks a game. I feel like he'll have multiple seasons where he's at 4 blocks or close to 4 blocks a game, just with what a freak he is defensively. 7'6", fucking 8-foot wingspan, and he moves so well laterally and just moves so well around the court. Wemby's like nothing we've ever seen before, but everybody already knows that. Moving on, his sophomore season, he was 48% from the field. He was 35% from 3, which I already mentioned, and he was 83% from the free throw line. So 48, 35, and 83% splits, and you'll take that from really any player. That's very good efficiency, especially from your center, especially when they're 7'6" like Wembanyama is. Going on though to the expectations, we kind of went through the stats. Just starting with the statistical expectations for next season, I don't know what's fair. I mean, again, he did 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.8 blocks in his sophomore season. That was in 33 minutes a game. I see the Spurs bumping him up to maybe 35, 36 minutes a game or so. So he'll be at, 2 or 3 more minutes per game. And then I don't know what's fair to expect from Wemby. I mean, I would say 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks if he keeps exponentially improving. Took that step from rookie to sophomore. If he takes another leap from sophomore to his third year, which is when most of the superstar players make their biggest leap, I mean, I could definitely see Wemby getting to 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and I could see him doing even more than that, to be honest, because, I mean, if he got to the 25 points, that's just really 1 point more than what he's doing right now, 1 rebound more, and 0.2 blocks more, because he's already at 3.8 blocks. So, I don't know, if I said 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks, it sounds just like ridiculous numbers, but Wemby's going to be one of those all-time great players as long as he stays healthy and as long as, he keeps getting his minutes out there, and there's no reason he wouldn't. Moving on, though, from the statistical expectations, I expect him to win Defensive Player of the Year pretty easily. He got robbed in year 1, his rookie season. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a very good player. I like Jaren Jackson a lot. Very good defensive player. Very good 3-level score on offense now. Really good isolation score as well. But Wemby got robbed. He had the 3.6 blocks. I don't remember Jaren Jackson Jr.'s exact stats, but I do remember if we compare them that they're not comparable to Wemby's. It was probably more the Grizzlies' record. The Spurs were one of the worst teams in the NBA that season, so it was really tough for the voters to vote Wemby in because they do value your team's success a lot, and that's all good. But second season, he would have won Defensive Player of the Year easily last season, but he had his deep vein thrombosis, and that took away his chance to win the Defensive Player of the Year because he wasn't able to get to the 65 games played threshold to be able to qualify for that award. But like I was saying again, his number 3 season, this coming up season, he is going to win Defensive Player of the Year as long as health permits and everything like that. Moving on from that, the San Antonio Spurs as a team, the first 2 seasons, Spurs are just kind of fucking around, just letting Wemby experiment on the NBA court, get more used to the NBA speed and strength, the athleticism of the game, and he seemed to do a good job kind of adjusting to that. Just let him get used to playing with his new teammates, and he seemed to do a good job of that. But his rookie season, sophomore season, Spurs aren't trying to make the playoffs, of course, play-in tournament or anything, especially once the deep vein thrombosis kicked in for Wemby. at that point the Spurs kind of threw the season at that point, to be honest. I watch every single Spurs game, and Spurs could have made it into the play-in last season if Wemby was healthy at the end of the season, and we were really trying to push for that spot. But once the blood clot came up, the Spurs decided, hey, let's sit Wemby down, let's get him nice and healthy, and then we'll get another high draft pick. And sure enough, we ended up getting Dylan Harper, so we just have even more talent to pair alongside Wemby. But moving on, 2 years in a row of being one of the worst teams in the Western Conference. But going into this third season, Wemby's season number 3, I expect the Spurs to be somewhere between the 6 and the 10 seed. So I expect them to make the play-in, no doubt. They're at least going to be the 9 or 10 seed. I would bet money on that. I feel like that's not a crazy thing to say. But in my head, I can see them getting up to the 6 seed, maybe even higher. I don't really see that. Again, I'm a Spurs fan, but I don't really think they're going to be in the 5 seed or the 4 seed. I'd be really, really impressed if they manage to do that. But just with what the Spurs have been these last 2 years since we got Wemby, these last 3 or 4 years, been a very bad team, just basically tanking, trying to get these high lottery picks. So, from seeing that for a few years, even if we got the 10 seed, the 9 seed, I'd be very happy to see that. And speaking as just a basketball analyst, not a Spurs fan, just looking at the Spurs team, everyone says the West is stacked, and it is, but the Spurs are stacked as well, and I feel like we have enough talent to get that 9 or 10 seed. I mean, Spurs have Wemby, of course, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. Then our new guys, we have Carter Bryant, we have Dylan Harper, Luke Cornett, Kelly Olynyk. That's already 9 guys I named that are all going to be rotation guys. So Spurs have a lot of talent. It's not like when people say the West is so stacked. Again, I do agree it's very stacked, but the Spurs are a stacked team in their own right, especially stacked enough to make it into the play-in or possibly the 6 or the 7 seed. It would actually be the 5 or the 6 seed. No, I'm right, 5 or 6, because 7 and 8 are playing in the play-in. But again, I can definitely see the Spurs make it into one of those types of seeds. Moving on, as far as the MVP talks go, I don't expect Wemby to win the MVP his 3rd season. That would be freaking amazing if he did, but I don't see him having better counting stats than an SGA, a Jokic, a Giannis type of player. I don't really see him having counting stats as high as those guys, especially since we're going to be trying to develop Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox going to get his touches. So I don't really see him having the numbers to be in the MVP or to win the MVP at least. But towards the end of the season, I just want to hear Wembanyama's name in some MVP talks, and I feel like we will hear that, even if it's going to be the 4th or 5th place, which I'd be ecstatic if he made 4th or 5th place. I think that's really, really good, especially with how young he is. But that's all I want to hear. I want hear people say some stuff like, oh, we got SGA, Jokic, Giannis. Those are the top 3 for MVP. And then we have Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama is at number 5. If they just said that, I'd feel really good. I'd feel like, all right, Wemby's moving in the right direction. He's in MVP discussions now, which used to not be. Just based off the impact he's going to make defensively, I definitely see just that alone, that's going to factor in a lot to his MVP argument. Again, last thing, speaking of defense, Wemby made the all-defensive first team his rookie season. He didn't play enough games to make it last season, but he's going to be all-defensive first team again in his 3rd season, and he'll be all-defensive first team for the next fucking 15 years as long as he's healthy, and he's going to win multiple Defensive Player of the Years again as long as he's healthy. It's already been 2 seasons. His rookie year, he should have won it. Just the Spurs team record. His sophomore season, he was going to win it, but just didn't hit that 65-game threshold, so they couldn't give him the award. But again, year 3 Wemby expectations. I want to see the stats go up. Again, I don't think it's crazy to think he's going to average 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Just stupid numbers. I don't think it's unfair to put those numbers out there. I think that's definitely possible for him. Win Defensive Player of the Year, be in the MVP talks, and get the Spurs, even if they're the 9 or 10 seed in the play-in, or if we can get up to, or actually 7, 8, 9, 10, those are all in the play-in. That's why I want to see if we can get up to that 6 seed. I think that Wemby can take the team there, especially with the talent around him. And if the Spurs are anywhere in the play-in as a Spurs fan, I'd be very happy. And if they make the number 6 seed as a Spurs fan, I'd be very happy as well. And then even as just a basketball analyst that doesn't have doesn't have a lot of stock in the San Antonio Spurs. Just looking at what the Spurs have on their team, I would not be surprised at all to see them get the 9 or the 10 seed, 7, 8 seed, and be in one of those play-in games. I definitely expect the Spurs to make it to the play-in, bare minimum next season. But please like and subscribe. Please let me know what you think about Wembanyama, just the Spurs team as a whole. Again, I think Wemby could do 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks next season. It sounds like gaudy, ridiculous numbers than it is, but I feel like he's just that good as a player. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. We'll see y'all next time.